So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Wrexham AFC versus Bradford City, and then the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 31 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match. What would your starting 11 be as well? Would you make any changes from last Saturday's 0-0 draw at home to AFC Wimbledon? Shock, you're probably going to have to, because we've got so many of our forward players injured at this moment in time. Tyreek Wright is definitely not going to make this game, although I actually thought he was going to do at the time of when he officially did his injury, which is disappointing news. Jake Young is a massive doubt. He's not trained all week, and obviously we know about the long-term absentee of Alex Patterson. Jamie Walker was confirmed in last night's fan forum, has fractured his leg, which is so frustrating. Again, another Doncaster player giving one of our players a significant leg injury, and yeah, really disappointing. My whole reaction and thoughts to the fans forum was out on SHD Games earlier today. The link to my second channel is down in the description down below, so make sure to go check that video out. It is my full reaction, about an hour and a half long, split into two parts, so make sure to go check that one out if you haven't already. Drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. Channel memberships are now cheaper than ever, with tier 1 costing just 99p. Tier 2 has been reduced from $3.99 a month down to $1.99 a month, and tier 3 has been reduced from $8.99 a month down to just $4.99 a month. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and the more members that we have, the better the content will be. Enjoy the rest of the video. If we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 18th in the table. After 30 matches, we've got 9 wins, 10 draws and 11 defeats, scoring 35 goals and conceding 39, which leaves us on a -4 goal difference and 37 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a draw, a loss, a draw, and a loss. No win for us in the league since before Christmas. But our last couple of matches then have been a 0-0 draw at home to AFC Wimbledon, a 1-0 win at home to Doncaster Rovers in the Football League Trophy quarter-final, a 2-0 defeat away at Swindon Town, a 1-1 draw at home to Salford City, a 1-1 draw away at Colchester United, a 1-0 win away at Derby County in the Football League Trophy, and a 4-2 defeat at home to Crawley Town. If we compare that then to Wrexham, they currently sit 4th in the table. After 28 matches, they've got 15 wins, 7 draws and 6 defeats, scoring 55 goals and conceding 40, which leaves them on a positive 15 goal difference and 52 points. Their last couple of matches then have been a loss, a win, and a loss. So 3 losses in their last 5 is not particularly promotion form, but they have got a couple of games in hand on the likes of Barrow and also Crewe Alexandra, but then they've got 1 game in hand as well on Mansfield and Stockport above them. So the league, certainly in terms of automatic promotion, could certainly blow wide open over the next couple of weeks. Wrexham's last couple of matches then been a 3-1 defeat away at Salford City, a 4-1 defeat away at Blackburn Rovers in the FA Cup 4th round, a 1-0 defeat away at Newport County, with Will Boyle getting sent off in that game. I think that was for a pretty bad tackle, so he might actually be suspended for this match, which would obviously be a blow for Wrexham. They spent a big money on him in the summer from Huddersfield Town. They also had a 2-0 win at home to AFC Wimbledon, a 1-0 win away at Shrewsbury in the FA Cup 3rd round, a 4-1 win at home to Barrow, and a 3-1 defeat away at Walsall. Away from home, they've been a bit inconsistent so far this season, but Wrexham's home form is absolutely outstanding. Obviously, we have played each other twice already so far this season. We drew 1-1 in the EFL Cup. I think that was the second round, and we ended up beating them on penalties, and then in the reverse league fixture, we also drew 1-1. Adam Wilson scoring a late leveller in that one after Paul Mullin opened the score. But now we're going to enter the team that I would go with if I was Graham Alexander. In terms of my formation for this game then, I have gone with the 3-4-3. I feel like against Wrexham, it would certainly work better, the 3-4-3, rather than the 3-5-2. Try and get their wingers 1v1 against their wide centre-halves. That's certainly my thinking behind this. In goal, I've gone with Sam Walker. He finally got his first clean sheet in a Bradford City shirt at the weekend against AFC Wimbledon. Again, didn't really have much to do. I think they only had the 1 shot on target that caused us any real problems, and it was still a pretty comfortable save. So Walker finally got his first clean sheet after what he should have had a number of weeks ago, but he's in goal for me. Into my back 3 then, on the right side, I've gone with Jonathan Tompkinson. Now, out of all the centre-halves that played against AFC Wimbledon, I would probably say he didn't stand out the most. I would probably say that he didn't have a bad game, but certainly didn't really do enough to stand out, although he is still a starter for me. I think for the majority of his performances have been very good, and he's been very inconsistent in his time, and obviously he's got that natural pace which we don't have in that back three, and we saw when he didn't play away at Swindon, we got battered with that pace in behind. So Tompkinson starts for me on the right side. In the middle, I've gone with Matty Platt. I thought he was really, really good against AFC Wimbledon. There was a lot of long, high balls for him to deal with. He got a number of last-ditch tackles in and some really good, solid blocks in there, and he's going to be key for us in this one, in my opinion. So I'll go Matty Platt in the middle. On the left side, I've gone with Kieran Kelly. My personal man of the match against AFC Wimbledon, I thought he was absolutely excellent. Some of the tackles that he was putting in, he put 3 or 4 crunching tackles in. I would not like to be on the receiving end of one of them, but absolutely brilliant defensively. He's grown leaps and bounds since Alexander has come into the club, and again brings that natural left-footed balance on that side. So my back three will be Jonathan Tompkinson, Matty Platt and Kieran Kelly. Into my midfield four then, at right wing back, I've gone with Brad Halliday. I thought he was fairly steady away against AFC Wimbledon. Nothing really too stand out for me. You know, he was getting up and down on that line as he always does, and I feel like in a game like Wrexham, you're going to need your best defenders, and Halliday for me as a wing back, you all know how highly I rate him. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, in the division, and he's going to have his work cut out in this one, probably against James McLean, or maybe even Mendy as well if he does come on. Two very, very good wing backs at this level, but Halliday should just about have enough to deal with them for the majority of the time. Into my two central midfielders then, at first I've gone with Alex Gilead, and he would be my captain for this game. I feel like we need his legs and energy back in the midfield. He played on the wing against AFC Wimbledon, and it didn't really work. You know, I know that he's played there before, but that was a number of years ago now. Me personally, I think his best position these days anyway is as a central midfielder, and I think the captaincy certainly brings the best out of him. And partnering him, I've gone with Kevin McDonald. I feel like, yes, he had a really poor game against AFC Wimbledon, and I feel like I was right to call him out for that. Not necessarily call him out for it, but point out that he had a poor game in the 6 Things We Learned video. But I would say, again, in a game like Wrexham, where, you know, their fans are going to be up, the atmosphere is going to be there, we've got to have some control in the game, and you've got to have players who can dictate the tempo, and Kevin McDonald is certainly one of them. He is, on his day, he can be the best central midfielder in the league, but he has been very inconsistent, and he has had his injury problems so far this season. Obviously, he was managing in the reverse fixture, so he'll be looking forward to hopefully getting some minutes, and he actually did the pre-match presser today from the player's perspective, so he probably will be in that side. But for me personally, I don't think it's the right game for Smallwood to start, because when you're not going to have much of the ball, Smallwood's going to be looking to knock the ball into the channels. I feel like we're just going to be giving up pointless possession if he's to do that. So for me personally, I'd go with Alex Gilead and Kevin McDonald in central midfield. And completing my midfield four, at left wing back, I've gone with Lewis Richards. If he's fit and available, he has to play. He needs to improve his fitness, and that is something that hopefully does get highlighted, because in terms of his quality, in most first halves, he shows that he's clearly better than Liam Rideout, but Rideout's fitness is much better, and that is why Rideout has been getting a lot of games so far this season, because Lewis Richards' body breaks down quite a lot. He's had a number of injuries, but in terms of his quality on the ball, I think it's really, really good. Sometimes his crosses into the box are quite under-hit and disappointing, but overall for me, if Lewis Richards is fit and available, then he should be starting in this one. Into my front three then, as the right winger, I've gone with Callum Kavanagh. Now I know naturally he's a striker, but I feel like with the type of striker that he is, he could certainly play in this role. It's where he certainly started when he came on off the bench against Wimbledon at the weekend, and I feel like personally I'd rather have him starting on that right hand side, cutting in on that left foot, and hopefully he can get his first goal for the club in this one. Leading the line, I've gone with Andy Cook. Obviously Jake Young probably going to miss this game with that swollen ankle, which is massively disappointing. Andy Cook was on the bench at the weekend against AFC Wimbledon for the first time since last January, I do believe, and it hopefully has done him the world of good. In this one, he's going to have some physical battles against their very, very big centre-halves. So whoever they pick to play there, they've got, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe centre-halves who can play there, and they're all big physical units. So Andy Cook, he's going to have his work cut out, but on his day, Andy Cook is a really good finisher at this level. So for me personally, he leads the line. And as the left winger then, I've gone with Bobby Poynton. Now for me personally, I thought he had a positive impact off the bench against AFC Wimbledon. Obviously came on at half-time for Harry Chapman, who was starting to tire. Chapman for me hasn't really provided a right lot over the last couple of games. I know know he scored that free kick against Doncaster, but in terms of open play, I need to see a little bit more from Harry Chapman. And Poynton, I feel like this, again, could be a good game for him. Similar to McDonald, you need players who are good technically and are going to keep the ball, so Poynton starts on the left wing for me. On the bench then, that would leave Colin Doyle, Sam Stubbs, Liam Rideout, Richie Smallwood, Adam Wilson, Harry Chapman and Tyler Smith. The players currently unavailable are Daniel Yagoke, Alex Patterson, Jamie Walker, Tyreek Wright and probably Jake Young. That is some serious firepower we are missing. So the players who will miss out through selection then will be Ash Taylor, Clark Adore and Matt Derbyshire. Now then we're going to get into my game week 31 at League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with the Friday night kickoff between Notts County and Gillingham FC. I'm going to back the home side at 4-2-1 home win. Into the Saturday 3 o'clock kickoffs then, AFC Wimbledon versus Barrow AFC I think finishes in a 2-1 away win. Crewe Alexandra versus Crawley Town I think finishes in a 1-1 draw. Doncaster Rovers versus Tranmere Rovers I think finishes in a 2-1 away win. Forest Green Rovers versus Mansfield Town I think finishes in a shock 2-1 home win in that one. Grimsby Town versus Stockport County I think finishes in a 2-0 away win. Harrogate Town versus Colchester United I think finishes in a 0-0 draw. MK Dons versus Accrington Stanley I think finishes in a 3-0 home win. Morecambe FC versus Sutton United I think finishes in a 1-0 win for the Shrimps. Swindon Town versus Salford City I think finishes in a 1-1 draw. Walsall FC versus Newport County I think has got 0-0 written all over it. And finally Wrexham AFC versus Bradford City I unfortunately think finishes in a 3-0 defeat for the Bantams. Now this will be my personal first time visiting this stadium, so I'm quite looking forward to it, but I unfortunately don't think it is going to end in a delightful outcome. But I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what is your score prediction for this match and what would your starting 11 be as well. Would you make any changes from last Saturday's 0-0 draw at home to AFC Wimbledon? Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on Saturday for the match day vlog, where hopefully we might get back to winning ways. Peace.